All right, man. See, if you're not really a hood nigga, if you're not really in the streets like that, and really it doesn't even matter, because you could be whatever and still get caught up and set up. You know, these hoes out here, man, these women, a lot of them are on demon activities. They're operating under the demonistic demon energy, and they don't give a damn. You know, they already get passed and they get privileged to do whatever they want half the time anyway, and with no consequences. You know, a lot of them have pretty privilege or whatever, and they use their looks to their advantage. And it is what it is, you know, it's part of the game. I'm not saying if it's right or wrong, you know, and I'm not even bashing a woman for it, but I gotta call it for what it is, man. Some of these women are straight up demonistic bitches, bro. But if you a guy, right? Now, if you a guy, and you knew that woman, a certain particular type of woman never really was fucking with you, let's say just specifically, for example, the ratchet hoes, some of y'all, I see a lot of y'all, especially like that coming to live stream when I live stream, and just throughout the couple years I've been doing YouTube, I know a lot of especially brothers, black guys, they feel like, you know, black women always rejected them and stuff like that. And let's be honest, a lot of black women that y'all probably was looking at back then in school probably were like ghetto hoes. Not all of them, but a lot of them probably were, or whatever. But if those particular type of girls never was really into you or invested into you, never took a liking to you like that, they clowned you back then in school, whatever the situation was, and all of a sudden, now one's trying to come to the picture, one's trying to fuck with you, act like she want to vibe with you, acting like she like you, then you gotta really use your situation awareness, your social awareness. You know, hopefully you got a little bit of street smart. And I'm not gonna say it's common sense, because some people just don't think like this, but you got to use some kind of smarts and knowledge, like, man, and give it the side eye, man. Give the whole situation the side eye. Always be skeptical, especially nowadays dealing with women, bro, because it's all about coming up. A lot of women only getting with guys they feel like they can come up on, or they can have a come up with. That's all it is. They getting with guys who check off on all cylinders, who check off on many boxes on their list. And if the guy doesn't, then they're just gonna see if he got some kind of resources that she could benefit from. You know, I guess you can call it high survival skills, or it's just how a lot of women operate, bro. And so, yeah, and men do conniving things too, this and that. But this video is about woman because the situation that happened with the young black guy, to where he got set up, right? He met up with some girl off of, I think it was Instagram, you know, some pretty light-skinned chick, and she looked like a demon light-skinned gremlin, Yoda looking motherfucker in a mugshot. But, you know, she pretty, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna call it for what it is. She pretty, and that's ultimately what lured this brother into the trap. And it could happen to any of us, man. So I don't even like judge or bash niggas that get caught up, because this can happen to anybody. I mean, one of the last thoughts you have when meeting up with a girl is, okay, you know that you're gonna die that day. You're not really thinking that. You might be a little skeptical, but a lot of guys think with their dick. A lot of guys are thinking with their penis, and they just like, man, boom, boom, boom. Maybe they never had something like that before. They're like, man, yeah, this girl feeling me. I got a shot at this bad chick, bro. Blah blah blah. Probably telling their homeboys, or probably didn't have nobody to tell. So that make it worse. You going to meet up with somebody, and nobody know of your whereabouts. Nobody know the drop of where you at. So if something happened, boom, boom, boom. You know, that just is what it is. But this has happened a lot throughout the years. Guys being set up. And I did a video last year about this called the setup hoes. A lot of setup, you know, women be on dating apps and stuff. And, you know, they'll meet up with guys. The whole time they're working with some street demons, man. They working with them head busters, man, in the background. They got the head busters sitting in the cut, watching from the bushes, watching from across the street. And they sitting there the whole time watching the play being ran. You pull up, boom, boom, and you thinking everything cool, man. You like, man, yeah, I'm about to get some action. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Keisha about to give it to me. Da. Whole time, man, it's a play being ran. So it's like, if a particular type of woman never was really messing with you like that, you just gotta question, like, why all of a sudden she's showing interest? Why all of a sudden she acting like she wanna, you know, fuck with a nigga or fuck a nigga? Like, you gotta really ask yourself and just be real with yourself, man. There's nothing wrong with being humble, and just, you gotta look at the overall context of your life, man. You gotta see what girls were receptive to you. But to see, the thing about this though, it can happen with anything. It don't gotta be just no hood chick. It don't gotta be just the ratchet hoes. But let's be honest, it's more likely to happen with them. But this can happen with any chick, man. White girls have set up dudes before. Guys chasing them street snow bunnies. Yeah, 'cause these be like them ratchet white girls. I ain't gonna lie. The ones I've seen, you see their mugshot, you like, damn, bro, why would you feel comfortable meeting up with that? But see, I've had hookups off dating apps and stuff before, and I had a couple funny situations, but I mean, I never got into an extreme case like, the ones I'm talking about, to where I was, my life was in danger or whatever, and I might have dodged a couple situations unknowingly, thankfully, by the grace of whatever, man. But yeah, but you gotta be careful out here, man. A woman really just looking for a come up. A lot of women, they don't got respect for dudes they're not naturally attracted to. That's really what I'm getting at. Girls don't got respect for men they're not attracted to. I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of girls are very shallow and stuck up. Like, that's just how they roll. A lot of y'all know that. That's why when y'all approach these girls and stuff, they give y'all that look of disdain, this disgusting look. They're offended because it's like, ew. It's like your whole existence it disturbs them. So you think that girl would hesitate to line you up, to have you set up? Nah, man, you ain't nobody. If you're not the guy she fucking or the guy she wanna fuck, hey, you good as gone. you disposable at this point. Basuda, you trash. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, you gotta just, these women that have become more, and women have always been doing this, but it's at an all-time high, man. And if she's not, trying to take you out the game, then it's like, yeah, they just gonna use you for a cash app. They gonna try to get money out of you, just suck you dry, but not in the way that you want. They gonna suck you dry financially, spiritually. They gonna drain your soul, bro. And that's just how it is, man. A lot of women these days, bro, it's really not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, man. It isn't worth the hassle a lot of times. That's why a lot of guys just like, man, boom, boom, boom. A lot of guys, they get their little couple of dates, and then they just sit back. But being out here just approaching and trying to get at anything, and and sometimes you gotta be real. If it's too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true, man. You just gotta be honest with yourself. Like, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is too good to be true, man. I know you're happy, you're thinking with your dick. You're like, yeah, man, you're going to link up with this girl, boom, boom, boom. But first time you feel like there's a red flag or a couple red flags, man, really have that discipline, that sexual discipline, to be like, you know what? I know I got sex on my mind. That's the end goal. Yeah, that's really what it is. But I'm going to just go ahead and fall back on this one. I'm going to go ahead and abort mission. Let me make this U-turn and get up out of here. But that's the thing, though. It's tricky because these girls, they getting more smarter. They getting more genuine with their devious, demonistic actions and plays. They'll be real genuine with you. Like, oh, no, it's not, I'm not trying to do anything. Just come to my address, or just come, boom, boom, boom. They'll claim they don't have a car. They'll claim they don't drive. So you got to be the one to go out there, boom, boom, boom. I was told, don't go to a girl place. Nah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I've gone to girls' places. Most of the times I've had hookups, I've gone to the woman place. Nothing ever happened. Most of the time, I feel like nothing not gonna happen. But see, all it takes is that one time from the wrong bitch. Like, But I feel like most of the time, as long as y'all kind of build some rapport before y'all meet up, y'all video call, y'all have an understanding of what's going on, y'all chat it up. Okay, I feel like it's good intentions, man. Women still want dick out here. Not all women out here trying to set up a nigga. Some women still want to link up and, have a good time or whatever. But then you got the few in the bunch, man. They working with these gangsters, man. With these play runners, these schemers, plotting, sitting back in the bushes, raccoon face ass niggas. They watching. They scheming and plotting, man. And a lot of times too, they feel like you a good dude. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? This dude that recently lost his life, he had a daughter, bruh. And the situation that happened years ago, he had a daughter. Dude went to meet up with a girl, and it was one of the white hood hoes. Went up to meet with her, And boom, the dudes ran in the house. He begged for his life, and they still killed him. He had a 4-year-old daughter, man. You think them demons don't care? You know? And their intention might have been just to rob you, but who knows, man? These niggas be hating, bro. They probably feel like, you know, you got shit together, boom, boom, boom. They out here having to run plays and shit. They probably just execute your ass. A lot of them hood niggas be jealous, bro. If you seem like a good dude, head on your shoulders, yeah, they trying to find a way to fuck you up. See, I already know this. That's why I don't hang around a particular crowd. I don't hang around niggas like that. I don't even got friends for real. I don't trust motherfuckers. Like, for example, like even at work, a couple niggas there, you know, we you know, sometimes, you know, we slightly roast each other. We have a good time, boom, boom. But I don't even hang around them too much. At some point, I disassociate myself, man, because sometimes, you know, I sense a little bit of hate coming out with their little roasting, you know, here and there in spurts or whatever. Sometimes they go a little too hard at something, so you kind of like feel like, okay, you know, that's what he had in his mind the whole time. He's kind of laugh it off, but see, I know how to move accordingly after that. Like, I'm gonna just go ahead and limit my interaction with this motherfucker. Like, you gotta like be able to feel and read energies, man. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm already aware of this kind of stuff. I've been kind of dealing with this since all my life, to be honest. Niggas being jealous or whatever. So they feel like you a good dude. They feel like you different or whatever. Or they feel like you just an easy target, an easy come up. Boom. And what is most men's weakness? Girls. Especially pretty girls. And especially in the black community, a nice caramel, lotto, light-skinned chick. Tweety Bird looking ass bitch. So they gon', man, that's the main chick they gonna use as bait. Or they gonna use a big booty hole. You know? And hey, it's just, man, like, it can happen to anybody, man. A lot of men's downfall is gonna be behind pussy and women. That's just that's been going on since the beginning of time. It's been going on even in the Bible. You know, whether you believe it or not, I mean, still the stories are written years ago, centuries ago, and it was talking about men's demise being a woman. So it's not gonna stop. You know, it's gonna go on. Things still gonna happen. People are gonna learn from people lessons, and it's still gonna happen. You know, these women are looking more sexy than ever. They're looking more captivating than ever, and people are still gonna be drawn in and fall into the trap. But it's up to you, man, just to take from people's stories and experiences and learn from that and move accordingly, moving forward. But yeah, you gotta be careful with these women, bro. If you know a particular woman was never really fucking with you, never really attracted to you like that, and all of a sudden, you know, boom, boom, boom. Like I said, either they trying to set you up, they trying to use you for a cash app, ATM, they trying to get resources out of you. They just might be using you to boost their self-esteem, boost their ego. That's why a lot of times, you know, you think a girl was flirting with you, a girl liked you the whole time, you know, then you make the ultimate approach. But it's like, nah, it wasn't even that. It was all one-sided, but she just didn't mind being flattered by your little flirtatious advances and stuff, your little comments and stuff. These are all little examples, man. Deep down, these girls don't got respect for you. If you're not a guy that you want to fuck or whatever, but sometimes they don't mind having you around. They don't mind you being what they call an orbiter. You just kind of orbiting around, like how the planets orbit the sun and the moon and all that. Yeah, they don't mind that. They don't mind feeding off your energy or whatever. You giving them attention. Yeah. So, you know, or a woman, she might just be using you to help take care of her kids. That's why a lot of guys talk about, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't want me back then, and then now they get all old and chubby and chunky. You know, sofa-ridden, fat assholes, Cheeto finger-licking assholes, and now y'all want to try to hit up a nigga, boom, boom, boom. Y'all wasn't checking for me back then when y'all was in your prime and stuff. But see, now life done humbled them. They done had all them kids, you know, and they done got ran through like an offensive line into the end zone, and now they looking for, you know, a good guy or just a guy, clean up guy, a Mr. Clean looking ass guy, to come and clean up her mess, to come and help kind of, you know, diffuse her situation a little bit. But nah, it's always some attentions. That's why, honestly, bro, I just want, you know, a lot of times you just can't really trust stuff nowadays, man. I see why guys say they don't trust hoes. Every song I done made on this channel, whatever, there's always some line in there, like, I don't trust these hoes, no. Like, I'm gonna throw it in there somewhere. The song will be about mathematics. I'm gonna put it Some point in the song, I don't trust these hoes, no. I'm throw it in there because like niggas need to know. And I have to remind myself, I don't trust these hoes, man. I got in a couple situations, I got lucky, man. But a lot of men's demise gonna be behind a woman, bro. Be behind some pussy, man. It just is what it is, bro. But yeah, use situational awareness, man. Use a little bit of street smart if you have some. If something just don't seem right, if it seems too good to be true, you know these women never really was really into you. Now she acting like, oh yeah, she like you and all this and that. She want to get to know you. Nah, man. You know, really fall back, really sit back and assess the situation, observe it, and be like, yeah, something just ain't sitting right with your spirit, your mind. Like, nah, man, I don't trust this shit. You know, like I said, she trying to get something out of you. It may not be the extreme, like she trying to kill you or nothing like that, but she lining you up for something. She trying to get something out of you. You know, but yeah, don't fall for that, man. Don't fall for that. That's why it's like, hey, that's why they say just fuck with the girls that fuck with you. Choose, you know, get with the girls that choose you. But I know, you know, we as humans, we want stuff that we can't have. You know, or you get too comfortable with what you have, get old. You know, you want to, and I get it, man. I'm not gonna say that's right or wrong. You know, a lot of guys deal with that. You just want something. You want a bad bitch. You only live once. Every guy wants a pretty submissive woman. But a lot of women these days, they only fucking with particular dudes, man. A lot of dudes, even good-looking dudes, are still getting thrown to the wayside. They only fucking with particular dudes, man. And like I said, if you're not the dude they want to fuck or the dude they fucking on, they don't got respect for you. That's just how shallow women are. It's like they already hate you. You know, you just got really the best to keep your distance. It's a waste of time approaching hoes nowadays or whatever. Most of the time, they gonna tell you they got a man. Y'all know what it is, man. So don't act like I'm capping. So it's just like, you just got to get what you can, man. And a lot of guys are going overseas now, and I see why. They just like, man, it's not worth the hassle and the trouble, man. You know, like, are women really the prize? Are they really the prize? Are they really that interesting when there's no dudes around? Like, you know, dudes bring fun to their life, really. When it's just nothing but women, it's like, all they do is gossip. Ain't really nothing going on for real. So are women really the prize? Yeah, don't get me wrong, they sexy. A woman could be a great asset to your life, man, but the right one. But most of the time, these women ain't, you know, all that for real, man. They just pretty, man, and they know that. You know, it's just their looks they got. That's why they invest so much into their looks, and it's probably hard for women. I ain't gonna lie, like to a degree, because it's like they know that men are physical, are strictly physical. Like, men really just want something pretty. Men's standards ain't really that rocket science sophisticated. It's like, it's really simple. Just be pretty, know how to suck some good dick, hope you got some good pussy, and you know, and make a good sandwich. And, you know, that's it. End of the story. Like, that's all. That's mainly the guy's list of requirements. You know. Meanwhile, a woman got all this long list of requirements and shit. So a lot of guys kind of like feel discouraged, man. Like, man, well, boom, you probably a good dude. You probably raised some good shit. But a lot of times, a woman sense that good boy in you. They sense that, like, that good energy on you. That demon inside of them manifests, man. They gonna find a way to try to manipulate you and use you, man. And they'll deceive you with their looks. A lot of them really are like that, bro. And I'm not trying to, like, put them all in a box. But then you'll think this bullshit, right? Until you experience something, be like, damn, man, bro was right. That woman didn't like me for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, majority of women nowadays, they just don't like good dudes, man. They just don't. I say like 96% of them don't like good dudes for real. You got a few, you know, they got their head on their shoulders. They probably had a dad in their life or whatever. They kind of know, okay, boom, boom. Most of them, they not going to respect you. They might act like they like you or whatever, but they'll be cheating behind your back. You know, they'll start disrespecting you. Whenever they get mad, they gonna let you know how they really feel about you. Like, that's why I say that. So you gotta be careful out here, man. Dudes are getting set up, man, and they getting set up and taken out the game over a bitch, bro. You know, it just is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like I said, I guess you just pay attention to the girls that like you, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, woman ain't really showing you no play at all. You just gonna have to accept it for what it is, man. You gonna have to trick, bro. You know, hey, it is what it is. A lot of guys are tricking, like even celebrities tricking, but you gonna have to trick on a lower level, man. But do it smart. Just don't be getting at everything or whatever. But not every guy's born a fucking alpha male. Not every guy's born a Papi Chulo ass motherfucker. You know, some guys are just doomed, man. Some guys just don't got the looks, and it's mainly based on looks, right? So, but women treat you based on how they view you sexually. Like I said, women don't see themselves fucking you. They're not gonna really enjoy the interaction with you. Like even with women behind the cashier, the register, in public and stuff like that. It's just like they not gonna make. A lot of times they don't make eye contact with you. A woman in customer service, a lot of y'all complain about their behaviors, their bad attitudes and stuff. Yeah, especially the young hoes. They're the worst. Like they not playing, bro. You know, they only deal with crash out, rah-rah ass motherfuckers, rah-rah ass niggas. And they feel like I said, if they don't see you being a guy, they want dick shoved in the back of their throat, then it's like, the hell with you. Why you talking to me? What do you want? That's the attitude they gonna give you. Rolling eyes energy. So that's why a lot of y'all experience this kind of attitude, man. Like women just don't got respect for guys, good guys and guys they just wouldn't fuck. They don't see themselves fucking. So you gotta be careful moving out here in these streets, bro. They won't mind lining you up. So that's all basically what I'm getting to. You know, nobody gonna break it down like this, but it's pretty much what it is, man. Like the guy that got killed, man. Yeah, you know, he's not a bad looking brother, man. He got a daughter and all that, but hey, he was good as gone in her eyes. She didn't care. She didn't care less what's gonna happen to that dude, man. She already got her niggas lined up. They using him. I mean, they using her or whatever. And she chasing their validation. She chasing after their validation. That's the thing. He was hoping probably to chase her validation and boom, boom, thinking he got it like that. Whole time, this girl got a whole another set of niggas she chasing and trying to impress. To the point she willing to allow them to use her to set this dude up. And to send him to his grave. You know? Just think about that. That's why girls, they don't like... That's why a lot of times when y'all chasing girls, it don't really go your way. That's why a lot of dudes say, nah, I don't chase women. Because they know. They've learned, like, man, there's probably only a small select of guys who could get away with just going out and approaching and chasing girls and pursuing girls and actually really getting good results consistently. You know? A lot of guys, you experience, if you chase hoes and stuff, you get played. It become a cat and mouse game. And it almost never go your way. Never. That's why if a girl not making it 100%, 95 to 100% sure that she like you, then sometimes you just gotta sit back, man. You gotta sit back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I'm headed to work, man. It's early in the morning. I'll probably upload this later on today. Once I get back to the house with the Wi-Fi. If I try to upload this with just the phone data, actually the job got Wi-Fi. I'm gonna try it at the job. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, man. I ain't made a video in a minute. And I've gone through a lot of bullshit recently with the job shit. But I'm good now. I've been good for a month. You know, and I'm about to get 2 jobs soon or whatever. And boom, boom. 2 full-time jobs, that is. And I'm just gonna try to grind it out, man. I'm trying to get this money, man, and get myself established financially. And, you know, get caught up and get ahead. But yeah, man. So yeah, this your boy, man. And tap in, man. And I'm out.